You know, we got to stop the run and get on that quarterback, man, because it ain't no way he gonna beat us.
We've got some pressure. We got some pressure on him now.
We got to play this like it's tooth and nail right down to the end.
I don't care. The guy spits in your face, kicks you, and we need everybody we got.
If you ain't selling your ass out, take your ass on in. Now get after the ball. Tattoo somebody.
We can take him, man. We can take him out. We can break their will, and we can take him out, man. It's a contact sport. It's a hitting game, and it starts right here. We're doing the hit.
That's a welcome to the NFL hit right there, baby.
Hi, I'm Steve Sable. In the NFL, it's a fact of life that quarterbacks get most of the press. But the men who generate the most pressure on the field are the men who sack the signal caller. So instead of paying homage to the NFL rainmakers, we've decided to praise the men who roar thunder and rain destruction, the men capable of KOing the quarterback. To begin our study of the sweet science of hitting, we're going to take a look at Pat Swilling. Now, in 1991, no one got to the quarterback more often than Swilling. Behind the rallying cry of cha-ching, Swilling not only registered 17 sacks, but led the Saints to their first ever division title. Now, getting to the quarterback takes a lot of technique. There are spin moves and swims and even stunts. But while technique goes a long way, it's no substitute for desire. And in 1991, no one had more desire than Pat Swilling. You could say that to get to the quarterback, he was chomping at the bit.
New Orleans has always been a party town, and the beat picks up when the Saints are winning. They've been winning ever since owner Tom Benson took over the team. At about the same time Benson arrived, so did Pat Swilling, who has quietly become one of the game's premier linebackers and has helped establish a winning tempo in the Crescent City. After 6 years, Swilling and New Orleans go together like gumbo and rice. But his big, easy-going manner disappears on the field. And in 1991, Pat Swilling was named Defensive Player of the Year, awarded annually to the league's most dominant defender.
That offense and a great drop back for Craig, who wants to throw the ball, knocked loose. It's flying around the 15-yard line. Looks like Swilling has.
Despite his success, Swilling anchors a defense still looking for respect.
I don't think we get the respect that our New Orleans Saints defense should get. I think sometimes there are other people in bigger media markets, say Philadelphia, say Chicago, that get more publicity than our defense because they're in bigger media markets. But I think if you put our defense out there, when it's healthy, when we had everybody at full strength, we can play with anybody.
Only the rabid legion of Saints fans are more enthusiastic about defense than the Saints themselves. In 1991, the New Orleans defense was the main ingredient in the team's NFC Central Division Championship. Aside from number 56, the Saints boast 3 other all-pro caliber linebackers, Ricky Jackson, Vaughn Johnson, and Sam Mills. They've been working as a unit for 5 years, and their value to each other is not lost on Pat Swilling.
But I think having those 3 guys, it may hurt me as far as getting the publicity, but I think it helps me also because you can't just key in on me. When people tried to do that this year, Ricky Jackson came through and had a great year for us.
All 4 Saints linebackers have gone to the Pro Bowl at least 3 times each. The Saints never dreamed of having that much talent back in the lean years. In those days, the only thing worse than enduring the painfully hot and humid New Orleans summers was suffering through the season itself. With the arrival of head coach Jim Mora, things began to change. The team welcomed some new blood, some fresh enthusiasm, and got it with a rookie from Georgia Tech.
You got guys like Ricky Jackson who's used to making plays, and then you got a young guy like me who's hungry and wants to make plays, to make things happen, to strip balls, get interceptions, to get sacks.
But Swilling's individual achievements are the result of a team concept.
There always should be more than one guy making a tackle. And that's just a philosophy that I've always had, because that's what I've been taught from college, and here I brought that with me. But that's just the way we try to play defense, get around the football, hustle to the football, swarm the football, and that's what it's all about. Makes it fun, makes it real fun.
As a pass rusher extraordinaire, Swilling employs an explosive burst off the line of scrimmage. In an instant, he is a step ahead. This quickness leaves his rivals at an embarrassing disadvantage, and the opposing quarterback becomes the ultimate victim. As a rookie, Swilling saw action in all 16 games. In his second season, he earned the starting job at right outside linebacker. Since then, he has been a team leader in tackles, sacks, and forced fumbles. More important, in the 5 years since Swilling became a starter, the Saints have never had a losing season and have been to the playoff 3 times. Sacks are a major motivator for any pass rusher, and as a pocket buster, Swilling stars, averaging 11 sacks per year.
I think it's kind of sets the pace for you for a year. When you rush the passer as much as I do, you're always trying to get to the quarterback, and you always want to get those sacks. That's a big thing among linemen and linebackers. You always try to get to the quarterback and mount up as many trophies as you can. And trophies, I mean quarterbacks. But the main thing is to help your team win, and that's something that I've been able to do, and that's why I feel so good about winning this award.
Swilling joins an elite group of previous winners that includes Lawrence Taylor, Reggie White, Bruce Smith, and Mike Singletary. This season, number 56 led the NFL with 17 sacks. And his mere presence made his teammates better. That may well be the critical part of the total picture that made him the year's most dominant defender.
You kind of try to look ahead, while not only getting the sack, but also knocking the ball loose and hopefully enabling your team to win. That's what I'm always trying to do. If I can get there and hopefully he can't see me, get the ball out, get the turnover.
Backfield for Gable, dropping a throw, a hit from behind, the ball came loose, it's still loose at around the 10, it's still loose at the 5, Ricky Jackson.
Indeed, Pat Swilling has become the complete defender.
Now, looking for the screen, looks like he's going to toss it over, to be picked up at the 38, to the 30, down to the 20, the 10, 5, touchdown save, a 39-yard touchdown.
New Orleans linebacker Pat Swilling, the 1991 Defensive Player of the Year.
Somewhere within the first 5 to 10 plays of a game, the other team's quarterback must go down. And he must go down hard. That alone sets a tempo for a game.
You know, it's always said if you get to them early, well, then they're going to have a tougher game, and that's a mental part of it with them, I'm sure. I mean, you know, you feel like your protection is not there, or they get to you early in the game, then you worry about it the whole game. I don't think they really get intimidated, because if you were intimidated, I don't believe you could stand back there. I can't even imagine standing back there with all those people coming at me and still throwing it.
When you're spending half of your time on your back without any time to throw, hey, you're going to be a little shell-shocked, and you're going to be looking around to see what's around you and who's coming to knock the crap out of you.
I have never been able to be impressed with what it takes to hit a guy who is completely concentrating on doing something else. I mean, the fact that, you know, just blast the quarterback, and the quarterback ain't paying no attention to that guy. I mean, he's concentrating on throwing the football, and it's not any great act of courage coming and hitting him with the blind side. And it's also stupid.
While the NFL has amended many rules to help protect the quarterback, the fact remains that on every play, he must operate in the eye of a storm. Liberalized blocking schemes, the in-the-grasp rule, and the ability to slide feet first without being hit were designed to protect the NFL's most vulnerable player. However, the interpretation of those rules is often open to question.
Hey, man, I'm all for that call, man. Stay off them QBs, man. Stay off of them QBs. He don't know. He's been around for 8 years. He should know the slide. I'll tell you, you get out there in the, in the field and you start running around like that, those guys, their eyes light up like they just hit the jackpot, man.
You know, you're not going to go out there and, just take a cheap shot just because he's out in the open field and your eyes get a whole buggy and say, oh, I got him now.
Get after this guy. There's a premium on this guy. And with the propensity to throw the ball, approximately 6 out of 10 offensive plays in the NFL, this guy is going to be a target of a lot of unprotected hits. Right when he releases that ball, many, many times he's getting splattered, and a lot of times from the blind side.
Today, a quarterback must stand up to a multitude of complex defensive schemes that can force a coach to keep it simple in order to keep his quarterback safe.
But I didn't want to do anything exotic there. Get him hit again, and we got who came free on the play pass.
By virtue of having more schemes and more defensive looks, you're going to have more mental mistakes in the ball game. Free shot type of situations.
Jim, you want to go in or you want to take a break?
I want in.
If we're up by 8,
I want in.
all right.
They're not only now blitzing, they're assaulting the quarterback. They're bringing corners, they're bringing safeties, and they're basically trying to hurt the quarterback. Count how many times we knock him down. The amount of times that we knock him down will have an attrition on the way he sees and the way he responds in the pocket. So now they're presenting more problems and they're committing more people than they've ever done in the history of the game, and that's why those guys back there are getting hurt.
We as a defensive player try to get the edge, and if we can put out the #1 quarterback, and we've gained the edge and also the potential to win the game.
Technology, it seems, is everywhere today. Computers, fiber optics, satellite dishes. So you might think that in this CD world, there's no place for the old-fashioned vinyl album. Not true. Because like both a CD and a record, what goes around comes around. It's the same in the NFL. While the run and shoot may be the fad one season or a big back attack the next, hitting never goes out of style. So for a different spin on things, here are some hot hits from the NFL's all-time hit parade.
In the 50s, when Buddy Holly topped the charts, a runner wasn't considered down until his arms and legs were tied up, he was thrown in a box, and buried underground for a month. Benches yelled, "Hit him high, give him an elbow," and someone usually obeyed the command. And if no one on the field would, someone on the sideline might. They'd even hit a man when he was down. It was almost as hard to watch as it was to play. In the 40s, Sammy Baugh was a mild-mannered quarterback, but he showed defender George Wilson that the forward pass was a weapon in more ways than one.
In a ball game, old George came through there and he racked Sammy from the blind side. Sammy called the same pass play. He said, "Don't anybody touch George. He got around, Sammy was looking this way, could see George coming out of the corner of his eye. And remember, no face mask in those days. He just turned around and whop! Hit. You didn't have to block George after that. George would come in and stop a little bit and look around, see what's going on.
In 1944, Ed Sprinkle joined the Chicago Bears. He played defensive end, and despite weighing only 200 pounds, he could put on the hits with the best of them.
Well, Ed Sprinkle was probably, in his day, the most feared pass rusher in football.
Ed Sprinkle was a 190-pound rattlesnake. He was the meanest guy in the world.
30, small guy, 205 pounds, tough guy. He hit you when you weren't looking.
He was known as the Claw, and for good reason. They called him a hatchet man and a headhunter. Sprinkle had no remorse.
I'd hit anybody on any play as hard as I could hit them, and that's the way I played.
So did Chicago's Doug Atkins. Atkins was a huge hillbilly hitman from Tennessee.
I saw him eliminate the entire Minnesota backfield. He put Brown and Mason out in 2 straight plays, and the following week he put Horning and Taylor out with clotheslines in 2 consecutive plays.
Back in the 50s, the head slap, the crackback, the clothesline, and spearing were all legal. In fact, if today's rules were in effect back then, half of the players in the Hall of Fame would have been fined more than they earned. Preserved in black and white is perhaps football's most colorful era, when Bill Haley and Chuck Berry topped the charts, and the hits were indeed oldies but goodies.
Fundamentally, pro football is a simple game. It's not a matter of matching wits, but banging heads. On the surface, it would seem that hitting is purely instinctive, but it's really motivated by feeling. The muscle is controlled by the mind. But while hitting has a philosophy all its own, it requires a unique personality as well. And unique is the kindest way to describe the men known as wedge busters and the men who play in the pit. On the one hand, wedge busters could be considered the rockets of the NFL. Every trip is high speed and strictly one way. The pit, on the other hand, doesn't resemble the space age so much as it does the Stone Age. In our next 3 segments, we'll get to the heart of hitting with some of the most heartless hitters in the game.
Baby, do or die. This is it. No tomorrow, baby. We want it now.
And they're like gladiators there. I mean, they're warriors. They're getting ready for battle.
And you've got to build a hatred up all week long, no matter what it may be. The guy may have freckles, and you hate people with freckles.
You go out there, and it's a battle. It's survival of the fittest. It's a challenge. You make a commitment. You're either better than the other guy, or he's better than you, every play.
I think it's a chemistry that happens, that comes together, it's slammed together right before kickoff.
One of the tricks in coaching is to find that button, to find that formula, to find that code within the player.
Get up on the line! Don't you know how much time's on the clock?
Defense is kind of wild and frenzied.
Yeah!
Like nitroglycerin ready to go off.
You can take a guy that's the toughest guy on the football team. He's meaner than a snake. I mean, this guy is really tough. But if he can't ever get over there to hit anybody, he can't play.
You know, you've got to see, you've got to move, you've got to hit. That's what football's all about.
That'll cool your ass off.
But the simple act of applying might and muscle can bring out as many conflicting approaches to hitting as there are hard-nosed men who've played the game.
Football is a violent game. It's a vicious struggle to be number one. It's a vicious game.
It's an enjoyment. It's fun. There's a great deal of satisfaction. And you'd be hard-pressed to find a football player who really looks at football as barbaric.
You are playing the game of war. And it isn't with guns, but everything else is the same.
Well, they say football's a war, and they're in the trenches, and they're kicking the out of it. If you're really in a trench and really want to know what war's about, that's when you're wetting your pants, because that's that chap shooting at me, and he didn't know what a nice guy I was, you know? So this, you know, I think it's overplayed a little bit.
If you want to take a man out, it's very easy to do, looking him square in the eye, and that was my whole approach in the game. I wanted to put as much fear into his heart and as much pain on his back as I possibly could.
I want to hit as hard as I can. I want to be as fair as I can. But at the same time, I just want the guy to realize when I hit him or when I'm playing that I'm going to give him all I've got. And after that, I mean, I'm going to help him up. And I want him to be in good health the rest of the game.
You've got to be a little bit mean to play that game, a little bit crazy, because it's a crazy game.
You have to have a relaxed state of mind to be able to play well. You wanted your ability to think uncluttered. Then to go through those gyrations of emotion, it's good for theatrics. We don't do a damn thing with playing.
I really just don't like violence, but you know, sometimes, you know, they hit that switch. I kind of get that faraway look. They go on Howie time. My teammates call it Howie time. You feel like you can beat anything on earth. You know, and that's the way I like to feel on Sunday. Everything is just right by the time I get on the field. By the time I get on the field, I feel unstoppable.
And whether you call it Howie time or hard time, to hit and make it stick is a feeling like no other in professional sports.
It's a kind of a sound. It's a, a special type of sound that the pads make, and it's just a feeling. It's like for an offensive player scoring a touchdown. Defensive players don't get to score many touchdowns, they get to make big hits.
It really feels great to make a devastating hit. Nobody wants to hurt anybody intentionally, but there's nothing in the world, and I stress there is nothing in the world as great as getting that good hit in professional football.
Wedge buster. We like to talk to him about being a rolling ball of butcher knives.
The wedge buster is the irresistible force. The wedge is the immovable object. When they meet, one or the other must give. Wedge busters are pro football's Green Berets, the special forces of special teams.
Absolutely no fear. You know, he cannot have a drop of fear in his body.
The old Tasmanian devil that just comes down and creates havoc wherever he is.
Wedge busters ride to the sound of the guns, then into their muzzles. On this furious cavalry charge, most will be cut down long before ever reaching the objective, the wedge.
His job is to be sure that he takes a number of blockers to get him out of the play. We don't want to trade one for one. We would like more than two. And the way we do that is occupy enough people that another man is free to make the good hit on the ball carrier.
Wedge busters sacrifice themselves, giving up their bodies so teammates can circumvent the wedge, attacking its perimeter or sneaking through its center. The wedge buster moves ever forward, bouncing off blockers, flying into a tangled thicket of bodies, cutting into the heart of the wedge, selflessly helping his team while selfishly hoping for one grab for glory.
In the pit, if you want to do a story on In the Pit, I think the best way to sum it up is it's the corner of the field or the spot on the field where the big men play. It's where the big hogs get in there and fight one another, and one of them's going to win, and hopefully some guy that's real fast will be in there with you for just a second and out the other side. I think to be a success over a period of years, you've actually got to like beating up on somebody. You don't ever go into the game, at least I don't, with the idea of hurting somebody or taking them out, but you want to physically intimidate somebody when you're playing against them.
Damn, I got to beat this guy. Playing the pit is like being in the alley at 3 or 4 in the morning and a rainy night, and you got a couple of Doberman pinchers. You don't know which one going to bite you, or you don't know if you're going to bite them back.
That's a cheap shot. You can know that is.
It's just a nice dance routine. It's a bunch of big old bears doing a dance routine, but you know, we're getting it done. We're just the only thing we're not doing is wearing tutus.
On this down and dirty dance floor, huge men perform a punishing pirouette. The meek will never inherit this turf, because every play is hand-to-hand and body-to-body combat. In the pit, there is more violence per square foot than anywhere else in sport.
People get so small in the area, and fingers get in the face, eyes, nose, mouth, and you don't know where their hands been. So that's not nice.
Gotta watch out, these guys are coming low in there. I got punched in the in a pile, so be careful in there. They're not fooling around.
I trailed into Joe Jacoby one time, a real vicious blow, and he took it, and he came right back, and the next play kicked me right in the shin. You know, from that day on, I knew that this game wasn't meant for nice guys.
Hey, Sula, you better hope I never get back in there. I'm gonna kick your...
There's things that are going on in there that it would be illegal off the football field. I mean, you can literally kill somebody, the things that we're doing in there. And you're talking about guys who are 300 pounds and who can move, who know how to use their bodies to their advantage, and who are very mean and intense during the course of a game. So there's things going on inside the pit that people in the stands don't realize. It's mean, it's tenacious. It's the most incredible thing you could ever imagine if you're down in there.
I've got more cuts on my hands in this one half alone than I had all year. They must have blades stuck to the shoulder pads or something.
It really is survival of the fittest. Make no mistake about it. You have a rules maker, but they arbitrarily intervene.
Hey, you stay off! You stay off that pile! Just get out of here, you're on. Stay off!
Damn, that guy, he's coming in every pile.
So if you're participating in that, you have to be the judge, the jury, and the execution, all rolled in one.
It's pretty tough. It's kind of like a big wrestling match in there. It's pretty physical. It's a lot of fun though, because every play you're wrestling and you're hitting and fighting. You got to be on your toes at all times, or you're gonna be in trouble.
L.C. Greenwood once told me that anybody could play this game healthy. You've got to be able to play with pain. It's just a reality of our sport. You know, it comes with the territory.
You all right? Don't run on my knee.
If you came out of the game every time you got a twinge or a burner up your neck or one of your knees got a little sore on that play, you know, you wouldn't last very long. I mean, you certainly wouldn't have anybody's respect.
That hurts, but do it again. Let me see. Let's go, baby, let's go. It doesn't feel that bad, I don't think. We'll give it a try. That's orange!
Ease up, back up. Let me see, back up. Come in here. Denver ball!
This game is a physical game. The first element is the control of territory, the control of yardage, and that starts in the line, linebackers included. But that contest, that physical and mental contest that goes on every play, determines the ultimate winner.
Hard hitting isn't limited to the pit. In fact, some of the game's hardest hitters patrol the open field. Today, two of the NFL's premier hitters are defensive back Steve Atwater and linebacker Derek Thomas. Each has superb physical tools. But their job isn't construction, it's destruction. Or to put it more bluntly, trouble is their business. And nobody closes a deal like Messrs. Atwater and Thomas.
Hold up. We got nickel one. DB's back up. Watch the screen.
I do like playing little games with the quarterbacks because they try to play games with you. They try to look at you and determine what their play is going to be. A lot of times we get eye contact, and I can see that he's looking at me. I don't want to just line up in one spot and give him a chance to call his play. So I move around and try to confuse him a little bit. I don't know if it works or not, but I do it anyway because I see him looking. So it takes up some time, if nothing else.
Steve, you're showing your 6 too soon. Okay? I'm getting up there and backing out on him. Yeah, move in. Get stay out there. Move back, and then come back up. All right? Don't jump in there real soon. He knows what's going on.
Being able to support the run, that's a vital part of being a safety. A lot of times, running backs will hit the hole full speed, like I said, and the linebackers and the defensive line won't always get a chance to be there. And if you can stop them for a 2 or 3 yard gain, that's a big plus.
With the quickness to play pass coverage and the bulk and strength of a linebacker, Denver's defense gives Atwater the sort of license and carte blanche reserved for a 007. However, instead of a Beretta, number 27 gets the drop on opponents with exceptional athletic skills and unbridled enthusiasm.
Throw it to me, baby, throw it to me!
I like having fun out there.
Throw it to me!
A bunch of different things get me excited. You know, I know one time a guy was hurt on the sidelines and the crowd was doing the wave.
Work the wave on there!
Man, it just got me pumped up. I was looking around, man, yeah, let's go. You have to make it fun. I think you play better when you're having fun.
Come on, big man.
You'd be surprised how much of it is mental.
Why'd you help him up?
Mind game, baby. Mind game. Hey, mind game. I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm doing.
You get the guys thinking, yeah, this is my buddy, and then you crack them. I don't know, you don't put that on tape. I don't want to give away my secret, but I usually just hit them and usually say something to them. Try to intimidate them because, you know, it does have an effect regardless of what anybody says.
Here we go, D. They can't stone us, baby. They can't stone us. We'll get tackle. Hey, Christian in. Christian's still in. What's his name? Let's go. Baby, we got to lay it on his ass this time, baby. Let's be ready to give it up. Lock it up, lock it up, lock it up, lock it up, lock it up.
In the Kansas City game, I was standing maybe one man away when he made a big hit on a Collier, and just the sound of that hit fires you up. And all of a sudden, it was like, pow! And the running back went backwards. I was looking around to see who the heck made that hit. I should have known.
It's the first time that I've probably ever seen a 260-pound back run into a free safety and go flat on his back. I mean, it was exciting.
On the hit with Okoye, it was a big hit at that time, and we're thinking about the next play defensively, but I did take the time and allow myself to watch the replay at Mile High Stadium, and when they replayed it, the whole crowd went,
Good try, baby!
Steve Atwater, exciting and punishing proof that in the NFL, the secondary is primary. While the 80s belong to Lawrence Taylor, the new decade will be dominated defensively by Derek Thomas.
Certainly a guy who has all the qualities to rush the quarterback and a very natural pass rusher. He's got an air of excitement about him. He loves to play the game, and he plays the game relentlessly.
You never realize how quick someone is until you watch film on them and you see what they're doing, and then you watch film on him and you see him just blowing by guys and them not even getting their hands on them. I mean, that's tremendous.
Intimidating, ruthless. You love to watch this young guy go in the backfield and just cause havoc with quarterbacks, something that they haven't had here in Kansas City in a very long time. And it's nice to see that there is someone who has that mentality of ripping someone's face off, and that's Derek Thomas.
The only thing that would ever limit Derek would be himself. He has great skills. As long as he maintains a sense of pride, he can be an outstanding linebacker.
Derek Thomas became an instant success in the NFL because of the highly polished pass rushing skills he developed at the University of Alabama. Thomas not only followed in the footsteps of his predecessor, Cornelius Bennett, he created even bigger footprints, and his crimson shadow was cast over every opponent. Shadows that grew as much from hard work as God-given talent.
I can't even tell you how big my heart is because I consider myself as a winner, and I'm going to do whatever it takes to win. If it takes playing 65 minutes, I'll play 65 minutes. I'll never quit. Pass rushing to me is like a back getting the ball. The defense has to stop that back. And for me, it's like I'm a running back and I have the ball and they have to actually stop me. And I think sometimes I utilize some of the moves that a back would use in order to get there. You get to that point to where you say, well, he's in sight. And at that point, you just lock him in and go for it.
The highly motivated pass rusher registered an NFL record 30 sacks in his first 2 seasons. In 1990, Thomas sacked quarterbacks 20 times. And on November 11th, he set an NFL single-game record with an amazing performance against the Seattle Seahawks and quarterback Dave Krieg.
Shotgun. He's back to throw. Hit at the goal line. Ball card free. Fumble. Recovered by Kansas City. Touchdown, Kansas City. Oh, what a play!
I was thinking that probably the Seahawks are going to be looking for a new left tackle because it was a long afternoon for him.
Straight back the pass on first down. In trouble, and down he goes. Derek Thomas got him.
After I got the first 2 on my first 2 rushes, I had 2 sacks. And I said that this could be a remarkable day.
Derek, good job.
Coach just kept making the calls and kept putting me in a position to where I could utilize what I do best.
You got him up the field once, you got him inside once, didn't you? Good. Keep working on him. Now you ought to get him, he'll be rocking on you. Come on, Derek, run it down.
When I got 2 and then 3 and then 4 and then everybody was like, well, go for the record, and 5. And the 6th one was a funny one because the play went away and I thought the quarterback had already thrown the ball. And I was just really standing there in the corner and I see the quarterback coming back across the field. So I ran and got a sack. That was a freebie. So that was number 6.
Out to his right, looking down the field, and Thomas sacks him again. Another sack for Derek Thomas. What's new?
And then number 7 came and then it was like, you got the record.
It was like shooting fish in a barrel. But like any fish story, it was the one that got away that proved to be the biggest.
The thing I most remember about that game is the sack I didn't get. And that's the one that still haunts me.
Derek Thomas is the key here. See if he can put the heat on him. Last play of the ball game. Snap to Krieg. Back to pass. Derek Thomas comes in, and Krieg breaks the tackle of Thomas. Krieg throws in the end zone. It's caught. Touchdown, Seattle. I don't believe it. Touchdown, Seattle.
I tell you what I liked about what he said after that game. Even though he had 7 sacks, set the NFL record, he says, the sack that I didn't get, which was the last play of the game in which Krieg got out and threw the ball for a touchdown to beat us on, that he said that's the one he'll remember the most. And that's the type of player you really want on your football team. And I know he means that.
There's only going to be a few people ever that's the best at what they do. And, you know, right now, Lawrence Taylor is the best. And one day, I want to achieve that status. I want to be the best linebacker in the NFL. LT, the 90s belong to DT.